What else would be there? Okay. So this is our Ruby training. Thank you so much, Miriam, for getting on. The reason why we're doing this training is because for distributors who join in August, they have a chance to get a $300 Ruby bonus. And so what that means is that if they join in this month and then they go Ruby before August 31st, they have a chance to get a $300 bonus. And even if you did not join in August, it is still good for you to go Ruby, okay? That is an average of $400 to $500 a month, okay? So if you can successfully follow these steps that I'm about to give you, do all of these things. And like I told the session this morning, put yourself into overdrive with this information, with everything that we're providing for you. You will get to Ruby, and you will not only will you be able to get a certain type of bonus, but you can also still make that $400 to $500 a month, make it going Ruby. All right, so the first thing that I want to get into is what is Ruby. So Ruby is the third rank in our company, okay? So what that means is you start out as a distributor, then you go to executive, and then you go to Ruby, okay? So I'm gonna pull up on your eSuite. I'm gonna share my screen and show how you get to your Ruby chart. Give me just a second. So this is for, our new distributors. If you have not visited your eSuite yet, and if you have not, gone to your documents and everything to see where you can find everything, this is where you're going to get the information for what a Ruby is, and then you're also going to be able to get the information on how to get the $300 bonus. Okay, so wait for my computer. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is your eSuite. So you want to click on Document Library. Okay, you want to click Document Library. Now, to see what a Ruby is when it comes to the Ruby chart, all you have to do is just type in Ruby, and right here where it says Ruby rank chart, you can see the Ruby rank chart. So I'm just going to download it to my computer so that it comes up for me. It comes up as a PDF, and you can, hey Diamond, thank you so much for getting on. I'm just going over what a Ruby is, and then how to the rules for getting the $300 bonus. So like I said, you join in August, you have a chance to win this. So what we just did was we came to our eSuite, we went to Document Library, we typed in Ruby, okay, because that's what we're focused on. So I typed in Ruby, and every promotion and then the training and business building came up for Ruby, and I just clicked at the very last one where it says Ruby rank chart, and I clicked download. That is how you download your Ruby chart, okay? So this was my chart for going Ruby. Now, if you don't have a printer, that's totally fine. It's just 4 boxes. You 1, 2, 3. You can draw it. So before I printed this out, when I first got into business, I just used to draw them out. And that's totally fine. So download your Ruby chart, and the next thing you want to do is, when it comes to these bonuses, so when the company releases bonuses, they always put the specific details on how you can get that bonus in your eSuite. So right here we have Race to Ruby bonus, and I'm going to click download that as well. And then those rules are going to come up, and then I'm going to share my screen to the rules and read you, talk you guys through them. Okay, so these are the rules, all right? So 2020 Race to Ruby, basically saying that in distributors enrolling in the month of August 2020, by adding an extra incentive to reach the rank of Ruby before August 31st. So you have until August 31st midnight to get to Ruby if you joined in August, okay? So now, The next thing is you want to pay attention to, so we already have the promotion period, and then let's see. So yeah, so you meet the requirements during this promotion period, you will be eligible to receive the $300 Race to Ruby bonus. Now, this is very important. This is how your bonus will get paid out to you. So the first $150 will be paid out in the commissions for September, and then the second $150 will get paid on the commissions for October. So you get your $300, they split it up into 150. You get paid it in September and in October, which is really good because you can already look forward to a $150 check outside of commissions. Okay, so this is just what you're getting for the company for reaching Ruby. So that's pretty awesome. Plus, whatever you get in commission. So say for instance, for reaching Ruby, which is average $400 to $300 a month, when you've reached Ruby, you will get that commission plus the 150. So if your commission is about $400, you're getting an extra 150 in September, and then an extra 150 in October. So that's $550 in September and in October, both of those months. Okay. So the next thing is that it's on here somewhere. So you will get that paid out in September and October as long as the distributor remains commission qualified, right? So we preach commission qualified all the time. That means you got in your 80 BV auto shipment or your 150 BV in volume, as in product sold. You have to maintain the paid as rank of Ruby or higher. So that means that once you get Ruby in August, that means you need to be Ruby again in September and in October, which is not a hard thing to accomplish, because the way this works is, that's why we want you to get as many loyal customers as possible, because once you get that volume in August, the idea of them being a loyal customer is that that volume rolls over into the next month. So in a perfect sense, the same amount of volume and orders that you got in August, you should be getting paid from those orders again in September and then again in October. So that means that at the end of the month in September, you will have all of the orders you got in August plus all of the orders that you got in September. So that's why it's important to continue to get customers and customers and customers, because you get paid from those loyal customers every 3 months. That's why it should be simple for you to keep your Ruby that you get in August for September and for October, because you are going to be continuously adding loyal customers to your website. Okay, so continue to be Ruby, and then also every single month, and then that's how you're going to get paid, the 150 in September and then the 150 in October. Okay, so that is pretty much how this bonus works. That's the rules for this bonus. And so like I said, anytime the company releases a bonus, they will come with rules that you can find on your eSuite. Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing. So the next thing that we're going to go over is what it looks like for you to chart for Ruby and go Ruby. Okay, so this is my Ruby chart, and then I'm just going to pull it up on here and share my screen so that you can see the Ruby chart and I can annotate. All right, so this is what your Ruby chart looks like. All right, as you can see, the average earnings for Ruby, $475 a month. So that's all the Rubies in the business. And then you have 2 requirements that you need to meet in order for you to be a Ruby. Okay, in order for your eSuite to reflect Ruby, you need 3 qualified legs. And so you see the right here where it says 1, 2, 3, qualified leg 1, 2, and 3. You see the 3 asterisks. You want to, look down at the bottom and see what that means. A qualified leg is one with at least 400 volume coming from anywhere within the depth of the leg. Okay, so that means that when signing customers, this leg needs to be at 400, this leg needs to be at 400, and this leg needs to be at 400. Now, at that point, you have completed the first step in becoming a Ruby. All right, the second step is that the total group volume from your qualified legs plus you need to equal 2,000. So I'm going to write that out so you can see what that looks like on a chart. So say, for instance, you sign your 3 distributors. So this is Sally. Okay. And then you signed Jake. And then you signed, it's out of my way. And then you signed Melissa. All right, Melissa in here. Okay. All right, so you got your 3 distributors. You reached out to your friends, family, Facebook friends, Instagram friends. You let them know you're looking for brand ambassador. You're looking for people who want to work from home and make an extra income. So you got your people. You got them in the place where they need to be. You signed them into your e-suite. Now, the next task is to get each one of these distributors. Each one of these distributors, they need to get at least 400 in volume in product, okay? So that means that for every loyal customer they get, because each product comes with a volume, their volume in products needs to total to 400. So in order for them to be a qualified leg. So that means that Sally, okay, Sally needs 400, and Jake needs 400. And Melissa needs 400. All right, so 3 qualified legs completed and done. That is just like, this is just baseline, like you are there, okay? Now, the next part you need to focus on is the 2,000 in total group volume. So Sally, Jake, and Melissa each have 400 already. So it's 400 times 3 is 1,200. So that means that the rest of the volume needed to get this 2,000 minus 1,200 is 800 in volume. So in a perfect sense, that looks like you yourself getting 800 in volume. Now, okay, so what that looks like is, this is the perfect, at this point, you will be a Ruby, right? You've got 3 qualified legs. Each of them have 400 in volume. And then you have the 800 in volume to make up to 2,000. Now, is this perfect? No. Sometimes, does it happen like this? No. Did it happen like this for me? No. Because sometimes, in the reality of it, Sally may get 500 in volume, and Jake may get 410 in volume, and Melissa may get 700 in volume. And so as long as whatever their total is plus yours is 2,000, then you will hit Ruby. Okay, so all of the time it is not straight, forward like this. So I'm gonna show you guys mine to kind of show you how mine went to have Ruby. And if you have questions, drop them in the chat so that I can answer them. When I get to a stopping point. Okay. So this is my chart and how I charted for Ruby. So just to walk you through it. So this is me, and then distributor, distributor, distributor. Okay. And so over here, I have my charts labeled. I have like a key. So the yellow shading means their current volume. The left volume, so that's to the left of the line, is the projected volume from last month. And then the right volume is the volume needed to hit either 400 or 500. So the reason why I say 400 or 500 is because it's always better to not just get to the point where you are a qualified leg, but to get past that, because like how I said, that volume is supposed to whirl over into next month. In a perfect world, yes, you should get that 400 volume every single month. But sometimes things happen in life. A customer may not be able to order the next month. They may want to push their order to the next month. There could be so many things that interfere with them placing that order in the second month. So you don't want to just get breed to 400 in volume and the next month, because you're supposed to go Ruby again in order to get your payout for the bonus. you want to at least get Bree to 500, so that in the case that a customer or two don't order, she is still above 400 and she still is a qualified leg. Okay. So as you can see down here, I have mine as 500, just because you want to get those to 500 at least, so that you can have that cushion. Now, so what mines look like in the end? Honey had 481, Shar had 484, and then Bree had 413. So plus I had 644, which totals out to 2,022 in volume. So at that point, when they all reached 400, I was able to become a Ruby and, actually kind of surpass the 2,000 in volume that was needed. So this looks a lot different from, the perfect one I explained with the 400, 400, 400, 800, because sometimes this is how it can go. Okay. So I'm going to pause right there for any questions that anybody has. Okay. Another thing that I want to explain about Ruby and distributors and how you get paid from that, and why ranking up and hitting ranks is so good, and not just because some people join the business and they don't rank. They just get the customers, they keep they keep all of them customers under them. They don't try to get distributors, right? If you don't try to get distributors, your business does not grow. So what that looks like is, let me go back and share my screen to the Ruby charts. So what that looks like is, right here it says 10% on your first 2 levels. So that means not only are you getting the 15% on commission from your orders, but everybody, all of your distributors, Bree, Sally, and whoever your third one is, you're going to get 10% commission on their orders. So that's your first and second leg, right? And so in Emerald, when you get to Emerald, you have a second leg. So all of those people, once they get their customers, you're also getting paid from their orders as well. And then your third and fourth and so on is 5%, okay? So that's why it's important to grow your business, because not only are you getting paid from the work that you do, but you're also getting paid from the work that your distributors do. And it's really good that way, because that allows everybody to help everybody. Now, let's go into another imperfect case. Sometimes there are distributors who join the business and literally the next day they will say, I don't want to work this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. This is not for me. Like, I'm done, right? They're out the window. Okay. In that case, does that mean that because this distributor is not working, that you cannot go Ruby? Incorrect. Okay. I went Ruby and none of these 3 people that I have on my chart were working. Okay. I was able to get all of this volume in order for me to go Ruby by myself. Okay. So what that looks like is you can sign a customer, and that's one thing I love about It Works is you get to fill a box, right? So even if the person isn't working, as long as they are in place, you can still make your promotion happen. So what that looks like is when you sign a customer, say for instance, you've already reached the amount of volume that you want for yourself, and you're like, okay, I want to go executive, or I want to go Ruby in this case. You can sign customers and pass that customer to somebody in your downline. So if you sign, so say for instance, you are at 600 and you're like, all right, I think I want to go Ruby, or I think whatever it is you want to do. The next thing you want to do is try to get, right? So like right here, Stacy is not working. She quit on you. She said she didn't want to do the business anymore, even though she didn't send any messages, or she didn't make any posts, or she didn't, tell anybody that she was even doing the business. She's out, right? She doesn't care. Then you got Bree. Bree might be working for you. She's getting a customer here and there, so she's bringing in some volume to the group. And then you got Jess. Okay, so Jess is doing okay. So Jess is like your superstar, right? Jess has 600 in volume. She's booming. She's keeping up with you. She's at the same pace. Bree is kind of lagging behind. Like she's kind of in, she's kind of not. So she's got about like 218 in volume. Stacy, nothing. So you're looking at this like, how in the heck am I gonna go Ruby and I only have one qualified leg when I need 3? What that looks like is at this point, when you sign customers, you pass those customers to your distributors so that that volume is able to be in that box. That volume is able to be in place, okay? So say for instance, you sign a customer at, I don't know, what did they get? Like hair, skin, and nails. So what that looks like is, and I'm going to show you in eSuite, how you can pass your customers to your distributors in a box so that way you can continue to promote. It is awesome. Okay, so what that looks like is once you come to your eSuite, you want to go to reports. And you want to go to additional reports, and then you're going to go to, when it comes up, right over here, personally enrolled team. So whenever you sign a distributor, and I'm going to take my 72-hour thing off. Whenever you sign a customer or distributor, as soon as you sign them, they come right here, okay? So I'm going to do first name. I don't even know. But whenever you sign someone, their name, information, what they ordered, all the things, it comes right here. Okay, now, when that comes up, so say for instance, this loyal customer right here, Monica Alford, she ordered hair, skin, and nails. I know that because the volume is just 27. So when that comes up, you click this down arrow in the actions column. It will say email, and then it will say move, okay? Email and move. When you are ready to move that customer, all you need is the distributor that you want to move it to or the box you want to move it to. You just need that distributor's ID number, okay? So that is why every time I sign a distributor, I write down their ID number because they're somewhere in my charts, right? They are somewhere in my charts, and I want to have their distributor ID so that in the case, even if they are working, in the case that, you know, they get to 400, but I want them to have a little bit more cushion, you know, for next month, and I'm signing customers, and I can still pass customers. You can pass customers in whatever situation, but it's always good to have your DT's information, even if you have to go, you know, and create a support ticket for something. I keep all my information intact. So every distributor I have, I keep their ID number so that it's gonna come up. Once I press move, a little text box is gonna come up and it's gonna say move customer, move loyal customer. And then it's gonna say, do you want to move this loyal customer? And then it's gonna have a box where you can type in the distributor ID, who you want to move it under. You type in that ID, it's gonna say, are you sure you want to move this customer under, I don't know, Stacy? Then you're gonna click yes, and it's gonna say customer successfully moved under Stacy, then you're done. All right, so that means that now, and it's probably gonna disappear. I think it disappears every time. But that means that now, Stacy, she doesn't have a volume of 0 anymore. She actually has a volume of 27 because I moved that customer with the hair, skin, and nails under her. So that gets me closer to Stacy being a qualified leg. Now, what needs to happen is once you sign your distributors, once you sign those 3 distributors, that means you need to be duplicating everything that you do. So you need to be showing them how to send messages. You need to be showing them how to post. You need to be showing them how to, you know, do Zoom calls and how to, you know, make sure that they complete their KPIs and complete their tasks. Invite them to calls. Make sure that you are reaching out to them. You cannot just leave your distributors hanging and, you know, they don't know what's going on. They don't know when any calls are. You haven't tried to teach them anything. Like, it takes for you to show them in order for them to duplicate, okay? So that is what's going to keep your customers, I mean, not your customers, your distributors, you know, in a place where they feel like, okay, you know, I can do this. I just need to, you know, do what I'm supposed to do. Okay. But sometimes, like I said, that does not always happen. A lot of people freak themselves out and they quit. And so sometimes you end up in a situation like I was, where you have to fill this volume. So I wish there was a $300 bonus going on when I did this. But so that is what it takes. And so you may be looking at it like, okay, 400 in volume, what does that mean? So if, say for instance, you got a loyal customer, or your distributor got a loyal customer for a Skinny Brew, okay? Skinny Brew's volume is 40 BV, okay? So that's 40 BV, 40 in volume. Now, you're trying to get to 400, right? Well, all you need is 10 customers to order Skinny Brew from you, and that is 400 NBV. They have become a qualified leg at that point. 10 customers ordering Skinny Brew, okay? Take it up a notch. Say, for instance, you get an order at 57 BV. I can't think of what that is, but 400 divided by 57, right? So whatever you sold, you need, oh Lord, 400 divided by 57. You need at least 7 more people to get that. Take it up a notch and get a 100 BV order. So that's like the Target trio. With the wraps, the defining gel, and I want to say fat fighters. That's 100 BV order right there. All you need is 4 people to order that, okay? So you can break it down however you want to your distributors and show them how to get, you know, how to put out the information to get those customers for that, right? So if you're trying to get 10 customers for Skinny Brew, because that's 40 BV and all you need is 10 to get to 400, go ahead and you need to be pushing out Skinny Brew stories every single day. You need to get you some Skinny Brew, make it every single day. You need to be drinking it. You need to be talking about how it makes you feel. You need to be posting some results and things like that of the Skinny Brew, okay? So yes. So at whatever point you want to, you can, you know, move this volume to anybody in your leg to get yourself to Ruby, okay? Does anybody have any questions? Please ask. The first session was so good. People asked a lot of questions. We got a lot of clarity. And I don't want to forget anything on this one. So you can unmute and ask away. No questions, no questions. None at all. Can I get a thumbs up in the chat if I can continue? Thumbs up in the chat before I continue. Y'all can put a thumbs up in the chat. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Diamond, Noni, are you guys good? Do you have good understanding? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this is what it takes to go. That's we over in the beginning earlier. All I gotta say is, at this point, if you want to go Ruby, you joined in August and you want this extra $300, you need to be kicking it into overdrive. Just like I told the group earlier, if you have been slacking, if you have been making every kind of excuse in the world, if you can't work your business today because your head hurts, or you're out here and I don't know, tired from the heat or whatever, like, you have to sit there, make up your mind and say, okay, I'm going to send these messages even though I don't feel like it. I'm going to show up to this call even though I don't feel like it, okay? Whatever time that you get up in the morning, you need to get up an hour earlier, okay, to do some work. You need to get up an hour earlier and do a power hour or a power 30. stay up an hour later, do a power hour or a power 30. Like, there needs to be something extra. If you have not even been doing the bare minimum, you need to be doing that, okay? At least to try to get yourself to Ruby. You can do this. This is not rocket science. Just like I said, get the 3 distributors, show them what we do, invite them to the calls, put them on a 3-way with myself or Merlane or Marion or whoever your, enroller is. Show, get them into a place where we can talk to them and we can show them, even if you are not confident, that's totally fine. We show up every single day. We do Zoom calls every single day. We invite you guys to things every single day. We will invite them too, okay? Get the people, let people know what you are doing. Let people know what you have to offer them, okay? A chance at an extra income. Everybody knows someone who needs an extra income. Also, to make that easier, if you go ahead and buy the Plus Pass for the summer camp that's happening in September, so if you missed the summer camp that we did in June, if you missed the one that we did yesterday, there will be another one in September, okay? If you buy the Plus Pass ticket for the September one between now and Sunday, you will get a 50% off Business Builder Kit. So you can enroll one of your distributors for you to go Ruby for $49 instead of $99, okay? So that's a really good deal. So do what you can to get these people in place, all right? Make those posts. Let them know. Use the stories that we send you guys in the chat. Like, there is so much being given to you to use. It's up to you if you make the post, okay? If you can share something else that somebody puts on Facebook, you can share these posts that are already made for you. You don't even have to make them, okay? Sharing in your story is the easiest thing that you can do. Legit, the easiest thing that you can do, okay? Sending messages, just send the messages. Even if I have so many of my distributors, when they send messages and they don't know what to say back, they literally screenshot it to me and I tell them what to say, okay? It just takes for you to do your part, okay? And ask for help. Don't just suffer in silence. If you feel like you're not getting it, if you feel like you don't understand, I'm not on here for nothing, okay? We are at your disposal as much as we can be. Like I said, kick it into overdrive. Do more than you've done. If you want to get somewhere you've never been, you got to do more than you've ever done, okay? So, and that's just a philosophy for life in anything that you have to do, all right? Do I have any more questions before I end this? And continue sending some messages because it's only 8 o'clock. Anything else?
Nope, that's good.
Alrighty. Well, make sure you guys print out your Ruby charts. And even if you aren't eligible for the bonus and you joined in July or June, still go for this. Go for this Ruby rank this month. You will get your commission this month, September and October. Continue to add customers. You will continue to get paid. Okay? So, just work. Any more questions before I get off? And this is recorded.
Thank you, Ayana.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording.